Yo, man, hit that like button, man. Don't subscribe, all that good shit. So you got DJ Vlad, and I remember a few years ago I was telling people he was a hip hop cop, hip hop informant. He would have a lot of guys on his couch snitching and shit like that. You know, everybody from dusty niggas off the street to washed up rappers and all kind of shit. And I remember I went on Twitter and I said something about him being a hip hop informant. Didn't even add his name, but I guess because the tweet started getting some friction, got like 300 retweets or whatever. Someone on his team must have seen it, searched his name, and they blocked me. I was like, oh, that's an honor. You know, it's an honor. Nonetheless, the recent person that was on his couch, and like I said, he's got a cool channel. Some of the interviews are good. Sometimes some of the people he'll have on there will surprise you. It disappoints me that some people still fucking sit on his couch. People like DL Hughley, Godfrey, but Akon was on there, and Akon basically said that Black Americans view of slavery, you just gotta let it go. And I'm like, huh? Now he's from Senegal, Africa. And in his words, he says, in Senegal, we kind of overcome the thought of slavery. We don't even think about it. The only time we think about it, honestly, is when we're doing tours. Outside of that, people have lived and moved far away beyond the concept, and said that black Americans will benefit by simply letting go of slavery. See, this is the issue I have with a lot of black immigrants. Not all of them, but the ones that think like that. Black people of African descent that are not from this country. They moved here. They weren't brought here by force generations ago, like a lot of us were. That would be considered ADOS, I guess you want to say. That there's your the lineage is the difference. The skin color is the same, but the lineage is different, and culturally, it's a big disconnection culturally with a lot of them. Then he goes on to say, I think it's art of just letting the past go and moving towards the future. I think in the U.S. they have the stigma of just not letting go of the past and blaming the past on every mishap or every disappointment. I think as long as you hold on to the past, there's a lot of weight that you carry wherever you are that you go. It's hard to move forward and move fast when you got weight on your back. You just gotta let it go. Look, it's hard to forget about slavery what was the biggest thing they were doing during the protests? Everyone was taking down those fucking Confederate statues. So for all of these years since slavery's been abolished, you've had hundreds of Confederate statues all over the country. Half of our schools that we went to were named after slave owners. We got slave owners on Mount Rushmore. We got former slave owners on our currency, our coins, our dollar bills. There's a constant reminder of it. So how could you forget about it, let alone move on? You know what I mean? This is the problem I have, like I say, with some of these immigrants that come over here, man. It's like, you really shouldn't even be asking Akon anything about slavery in America, honestly. You know, and that's some messy shit that DJ Vlad did. Why would you even talk about that on his platform, out of all places? You know what I mean? And then he went on to say that black Americans need to understand their worth, which he's true. You know, he says they're not sorry, they don't care. I guess he's talking about white people. It's obvious. Do you want to stay here and continue to be treated this way, or just go back home where you're no longer the minority and you're actually the majority, and you can control your destiny, your future, your land? They just need to let go. America did a good job at brainwashing. The moment you mention Africa, they start shaking. I don't know about shaking, but I got my reasons why. Say my people. There's no guarantee if you go over there that you're gonna be accepted. And where will you go? What part? You know, you got to learn everything over again. You know, I just feel like my people worked too hard to build this country for me to just leave and go elsewhere. You know, it's like that's the first thing white people will tell you: go back to Africa. Like go back to Europe, bitch. And then everyone basically let them have it. You know what I mean? Like this is the shit I'm talking about. Like I said, I don't want to hear but so much when it comes to slavery. I think only black raised African Americans, whatever you want to call it, should be talking on this subject, not someone who's not really connected to us. Because Akon's only connection to us really is music, if we being real. He moved here when he was whatever years old, went to Jersey, got locked up, literally, you know the song. But you ain't culturally connected to us. So you don't need to be speaking on that because you can't speak from our perspective. You know what I mean? He's not representing all black immigrants. I ain't trying to say that because a lot of times y'all take shit out of context. But that's a good percentage of them that think that way. They view us as, oh, they just lazy. They're just bitching and complaining about years and years ago, you're not that far removed. My grandparents, great grandparents were fucking slaves. And it ain't that fucking long ago, if you think about it. Because, like I said, my grandma was born in 1922, so I know for a fact her grandmother was a slave. She was picking somebody's cotton. This shit ain't that far removed. And like I said, when you got all these constant reminders of it, yeah, you get fucking bothered by it, you know. But he ain't the right person to be talking about that. And the platform, I mean, for fucking for DJ Vlad of all people to be, who the fuck are you to even ask that question, you know? Nah. So I mean, Akon. I mean, this is who they need to have on Jada Pinkett's Red Table Talk. Have him on there. Have his black ass on there and ask him, what were you thinking when you said that? You know, because I think they're gonna put the pressure on him, put the fucking clamps on him. You know, period. But I'm out of here, man. Let me know what y'all think about Akon talking about we need to get over slavery. Just let it go.